Hello students, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'll explain you the chapter active and passive voice in minute details so that you can understand it properly. Because many of you students have problem in understanding active and passive voice. I hope this will make it a little bit easier for you. So let's start with today's class. So let's start. There are two sentences here. Henry helps Gary and Gary is helped by Henry. Now you may think that both the sentences expresses the same meaning. Yes, it does. Both the sentences means the same, but it is just that they are written differently. In sentence 1, the form of the verb shows that the person denoted by the subject does something, which means Henry, the person who is the subject, does something. He helps Gary. The verb helps here is said to be in the active voice. Okay? And in sentence number 2, the form of the verb shows that something is done to the person denoted as subject. In sentence 1, you will see that Gary is helped by Henry. It is the same thing but written in a twisted manner, which means Gary is being helped by Henry. The form of the verb shows that something is done to the person. The verb helped here is said to be in the passive voice. Okay? The same thing written in two different manners, just the verb is changing. Here the verb helps and here it is written as helped, which means everything is the same, just the verb is changing, the form of the verb is changing, and the object is becoming the subject here and the subject is becoming the object here. Now by seeing these two sentences, we have to define the active and passive voice. So how should we define active voice? A verb is in the active voice when its form shows, as in sentence 1, that the person or thing denoted by the subject does something or is the doer of the action. That means in the sentence 1 we can see that Henry is the subject and he is doing something to Gary. Gary is the object here. He is helping Gary. So the subject here is a doer. He is doing something. So when the subject is the doer, that time we say that it is in active voice. The next, passive voice. A verb is in the passive voice when its form shows, as in sentence 2, like Gary is helped by Henry, that something is done to the person or thing denoted by the subject. That time the subject is becoming the object and object is becoming the subject. So here it is like the object has been done something by the subject. That means subject is doing something to the object. That time we say that it is in passive voice. Now there are few examples or the sentences which will help you in understanding better as to what is active voice and what is passive voice. Sentence number 1. Sita loves Savitri. This is a simple sentence where Sita is the subject, loves is the verb and Savitri is the object here. Now in case of passive voice, it changes into Savitri is loved by Sita. Here we can see that Sita, which was the subject here, has become the object here, and Savitri, which was the object in active voice, has become the subject here in passive voice. Okay, and the verb form has changed. Loves has changed into is loved. So we can see that both the sentences mean the same, they express the same meaning, but it is written differently. Okay, and the verb is changing, the form of the verb is changing in both the voices. Next one, the mason is building the wall. Passive voice, the wall is being built by the mason. Building has been changed to built. Okay, and again there is a exchange of subject and the object. Next, third one, the peon opened the gate. The gate was opened by the peon. Okay, so opened has changed into was opened. Some boys were helping the wounded man. The wounded man was being helped by some boys. Who did this? By whom was this done? See, the question mark remains the same in both the voices, just it is being twisted a little bit. So we can see here that just the form of the verb is changing and everything, the meaning is all the same. Now we will understand and go through this chart. I have made this chart for you people to understand better that how the voice change occurs. Okay, so here we can see in simple present tense, the inactive voice either it becomes take or takes, and in passive voice it becomes am taken, is taken, or are taken. Okay, in present continuous, am taking, is taking, or are taking is used, while in the passive voice am being taken, is being taken, or are being taken is used. In present perfect, has taken or have taken, while in the passive voice has been taken, have been taken is used. For simple past, took, was taken, were taken. Past continuous for active voice, was taking, were taking. In the passive voice, was being taken, were being taken. In the past perfect, had taken. When you change it to passive voice, it becomes had been taken. In case of simple future, it is either will take or shall take. Okay, and when you change this to passive voice, it becomes will be taken or shall be taken. Now there are some other tenses like can, may, must, etc. Okay, in those cases we use can take or must take. Can be taken or must be taken in case of passive voice. So this chart I hope will make it a lot more easier for you to understand and change the voices. Okay, so thank you students for cooperating with me and listening up till this much. So if this was of any help to you guys, then please like, share and subscribe to my channel and follow for more other chapters.